Have you ever felt that strange pull towards a place that's been forgotten by time? That feeling of stepping into a world where everything just stopped. Today, we're venturing into one of those places. A village that was once alive with laughter, work, and community, but now stands silent, a ghost of its former self. This isn't just a story about abandoned buildings. It's a journey into the haunting echoes of an empty village, where every creaking door and rustling leaf tells a tale. So, grab your flashlight, metaphorically speaking, and let's explore the mystery together. Imagine this: a cluster of homes nestled in a valley, surrounded by rolling hills and dense forests. Decades ago, this was a thriving community. Smoke would curl from every chimney. Children's laughter would fill this single dusty road, and the sound of the blacksmith's hammer would ring through the air. People lived their entire lives here, from birth to old age, their stories interwoven with the very fabric of the village. They farmed the land, raised their families, and celebrated life's milestones in the small stone church that still stands at the heart of it all. It was a self-sufficient world, a microcosm of life humming along, day in and day out. But then, something changed. The vibrant pulse of the village began to slow. Was it a sudden disaster? A slow, creeping decline? Or something else entirely? That's the mystery we're here to unravel. As we walk through these empty streets, the silence is the first thing that hits you. It's not a peaceful silence. It's a heavy, expectant one, as if the village is holding its breath, waiting for its people to return. The wind whispers through broken window panes, carrying with it what sounds like faint, distant voices. Are they just tricks of the wind, or are they the echoes of the past, forever trapped within these walls? Let's step inside one of the houses. The door hangs ajar, a silent invitation into a life frozen in time. Inside, a thick layer of dust covers everything like a shroud. A wooden table is still set for a meal that was never eaten. A child's toy, a small, hand-carved wooden horse, lies on its side in the corner, as if dropped in a moment of hurry. You can almost see the family that lived here, their faces lit by the warm glow of an oil lamp. You can almost hear their conversations, their arguments, their laughter. It's these small, personal details that make the emptiness so profound. These weren't just buildings, they were homes, filled with love and life. What could have possibly made them leave all this behind? There are many theories. One local legend speaks of a harsh winter, one that buried the village in snow so deep that supplies couldn't get in or out. The story goes that as resources dwindled, a strange sickness fell upon the village, and one by one, families packed what little they could and fled, seeking survival in the outside world, never to return. Another tale, whispered in the nearby towns, is more unsettling. It talks of a shadow that fell over the valley, a presence that drove the villagers mad with fear, forcing them to abandon their homes in the dead of night, leaving everything behind in their desperate escape. As we continue our exploration, we find the old schoolhouse. Desks are still arranged in neat rows, facing a dusty chalkboard where faded letters are barely visible. It looks like a lesson was interrupted mid-sentence. What were the children learning on that final day? Did they know it would be their last time in this room? On the floor, a single, leather-bound book lies open. Its pages are yellowed and brittle, but the ink is still clear. It's a journal. The entries speak of a growing unease, of strange noises in the night, of livestock going missing, and of a creeping sense of dread that settled over the villagers like a thick fog. The last entry is a hurried scroll, dated over a century ago. It simply says, "We have to leave. It's not safe here anymore. May God have mercy on us." The words send a chill down your spine. It wasn't just an economic downturn or a harsh winter. It was fear, a palpable, overwhelming fear that ripped this community apart. But fear of what? The journal gives no clear answer, leaving us with only more questions. The sun begins to set, casting long, eerie shadows that seem to dance and twist among the dilapidated structures. The atmosphere changes. The silence deepens, and every sound of floorboard creaking upstairs, a loose shutter banging in the wind feels amplified, making your heart pound in your chest. We make our way to the old church, its steeple still defiantly pointing towards the sky. Inside, the air is musty and cold. Pews are covered in a fine layer of dust, and hymnals lie scattered on the floor. At the altar, a withered bouquet of wildflowers suggests that someone, at some point, came back to pay their respects. Or perhaps it was left by another explorer like us. Someone else drawn in by the village's powerful, melancholic story. Standing eerie in this sacred space that once offered comfort and hope, the sense of loss is overwhelming. This was the center of their community, the place they gathered to celebrate weddings and mourn their dead. Now, it's just a hollow shell. Walking through the adjacent graveyard is perhaps the most poignant experience of all. The headstones are weathered and tilted, many of them so worn that the names are no longer legible. You see entire families buried side by side, their lives and deaths recorded in stone. But then you notice something odd. The dates on the headstones all stop around the same time, the same period the journal mentioned. There are no graves dated after that period. It's as if the village's story, its entire lineage, just ends abruptly. It confirms that the exodus was total. No one came back. No one was left to be buried here. So, what really happened? The truth is, we may never know for sure. The village keeps its secrets well. It could have been a combination of factors. Economic hardship from a new railroad bypassing the valley, a severe epidemic, or maybe, just maybe, the local legends hold a kernel of truth. Perhaps there was something in these woods, something ancient and malevolent that the villagers disturbed. The lack of a definitive answer is what makes this place so captivating and so haunting. It forces us to use our imagination, to piece together the clues, and try to give a voice to the people who can no longer speak for themselves. As darkness fully descends, it's time for us to leave. Looking back one last time, the empty village is silhouetted against the starry sky. It looks peaceful, almost beautiful in its decay. But we know that beneath that serene facade lies a story of loss, fear, and mystery. The echoes of the past are still here, in the whisper of the wind, in the dust-covered artifacts, and in the heavy silence that blankets this forgotten place. It's a powerful reminder that nothing is permanent, that even the most vibrant communities can fade into memory, leaving behind only ghostly whispers for future generations to discover. The story of this empty village isn't unique. All over the world, there are places like this, each with its own sad tale to tell. They are monuments to lives lived and dreams lost. Exploring them isn't about thrill-seeking. It's about connecting with history on a deeply human level. It's about honoring the memory of those who came before us and reflecting on the fragility of our own communities. The haunting echoes of this empty village will stay with me, and I hope they've resonated with you too. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of a forgotten world. What do you think happened here? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you found this exploration as fascinating as I did, Dan T, forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures into the forgotten corners of our world. Until next time, stay curious.
Thanks for joining Knuckle White Stories. Subscribe for more gripping tales.